We've got Red Sox prospect Payton Tolle joining us right now. Last year, second round pick, 50th overall. Used to be a two-way star in college. Just pitcher now, though. But Payton, great to have you on, man. Just pitcher, right? These days?
Yeah, yep. Just pitching these days. So
Okay.
I joke with the guys, if they want me to pick up a bat, I will, but I'll try to put on a show. But yeah, just pitching now. So
Yeah, maybe if the
As a sophomore, go ahead, Scotty. I was about to say, as a sophomore, dude hit 311 with mad bombs at Wichita State. So I was just asking him before he came on, how difficult was it to put the bat down? And he looked at me, he giggled, he said, it wasn't that hard. He said, a little bit too much swing and miss, Kratzy. And he said, but he had the bomb. He had the homer bug, but it was a swing and miss. So I told him, Kratzy, 90 to 96 off the left-hand side, it plays for sure. So excited. I want to ask you, this is your first spring training, right?
Mhm.
First
Yes,
camp.
sir.
So how has it been? What's been surprising, and what have you enjoyed the most so far?
I mean, I think there's been a lot of things that, I mean, surprise, I don't know, but because we were here during the summer and then through the fall, and we got a lot of those guys that have been through a couple of spring trainings, and they all like, oh, there's a ton of people, which I think for what I was expecting, there's a lot of guys here, so it's pretty busy, and but they fill our time, pretty well whenever we're here. So, but it's been good, and just trying to get in, get rolling, try to find routines about everything. So,
Have you had a chance to pick anybody's brain in camp? I know you're on the minor league side right now.
mm,
They took it slow with you after the TCU season, a lot of high intensity innings.
mm.
Has anybody caught your eye? Have you been able to pick anybody's brain to get any advice going into this first year pro ball?
Oh yeah, I mean I've gotten around Connolly early, Blake Wehunt, some guys that were drafted the year before me, and they've been super great. They've been super inviting, and then during the fall, we got to hang around Garrett Whitlock and Cutter Crawford, those guys, Bernardino, as we were talking about him, but yeah, they're super, you know, super great guys and guys that we can bounce questions off of. Me and Alex Bouchard, another guy that got drafted, we sat there at lunch one day with Whitlock for like an hour and a half, just asking questions about
Nice.
how things are, and but trying to get a good grasp of what pro ball is going to be like has been kind of the goal for the spring training.
What's the difference in development? You went to two, to me, really good Division One schools that are clearly at the upper echelon of development. You got to see two of them, and now you're in a big league organization. What's the difference? Because we always hear, oh well, Division One baseball, they're going to start doing away with a lot of the minor league levels, which I disagree with. But your first year, what's your first impression?
Yeah, I think personalization is the biggest thing. I've kind of seen three different steps of it. Wichita State was incredible, but there was a little bit of a blanket of this is how we're going to do things. And then going to TCU, getting with Coach Sarlos and Coach Lawn, they're very specialized in, what my strengths were going to be. And from the get-go of being there, we were working on the things that I did well at Wichita State, and then adding more things that were going to help out with that. And then here it's like they know more about my pitching and pitching mechanics and numbers and everything that I could even think of. So um, that's been a learning curve for me. It's like I don't know how to read a TrackMan report, so they're super detailed and super personalized, which has been uh, great for me. As I'm starting to learn a lot more about pitching. So yeah.
So that starts with your big league manager, Alex Cora. He's extremely, locked in on the details. What have they told you now that you said they know more about your repertoire than you knew? What are some of the things that they're going, hey, in pro ball, this is what's going to help you, accelerate through our minor league level and really help us out at the big league level. What are those things that you're working on this camp?
I mean, they talk. I think a lot of the game now is going towards strikeouts.
Well, you got that one. You got that one in the bag.
Boosting strikeout whenever you can get those, and limiting walks and the limiting barrels. The biggest thing that I've tried to look at is the limiting barrels, and because I mean I've seen a little bit already. Like these guys can hit. It's not quite like not quite like a week 2 in college baseball where I can throw 6 fastballs in a row and get away with it. It's different, and they've been really good about, all right, so like my walks were a little high last year, but limiting those, and then but I mean, yeah, they've been the goals that they've set for each person is different goals, and they've really been great.
Nice. So I want to talk to you. My first year in camp, there's always somebody that impresses you or you're surprised about. We talked about, their big 3 prospects, and you mentioned Campbell, and I said he's a little different. He's special. Can you talk about somebody, if it could be him or a couple position players, you like, yo, these guys are going to be really, really good, and you've been impressed with their camp?
Yeah, I mean, I think one that kind of stands out to me is Zach Earhart, a guy that was drafted with me this past year, went to Oklahoma State. I got to actually play against him last year, and I would say he kind of got the best of me a couple times. I ended up winning the game, but we joke about it. It's like, well, you're about the only person that got to me last year. But he's a guy that I'm really excited for. D'Angelo Ortiz, goofball. But, I mean, getting to know him has been super fun. He's hilarious. But I mean, like another guy that on the pitching side of things is Brandon Clark. Like, amazing guy, getting up to 101. But I mean, man of God, like huge advocate, and he's just an incredible person. Is probably the biggest thing about him. But yeah, I mean, there's the talent that we had in this draft class is really exciting to watch, and I mean, the potential for everybody's huge too.
Absolutely.
You're so green in this game. You haven't even really thrown your first professional pitch yet. What type of goal do you have? What type of, back in the day, you're like, oh, I want to get drafted. Oh, I want to throw 100. What kind of goal do you have outside of making the big leagues that the Red Sox feel like is attainable for you?
I mean, I think for this first year is just going to be like learning. Like it's a long process, and I try to remind myself of that whenever go out there and have a bad live at bat session or have a bad day about it. It's like it's a long process, and so like the goals that they've said is like throw 90, average 95, get the changeup down, invert, and it's like okay, like we can get those goals, and then other than that, it's just like stay healthy, learn, and try to as we grow and move through the system, it's like just take in one year after the other and not really trying to get caught up in, going up or down. And because, everybody's got a different plan. So try not to get caught up in why things are happening like they are.
Absolutely.
Well, Payton, we'll be following you. We'll be tracking your progress. So keep hustling. And we enjoyed the interview too. You're a great interview, and we'll catch you at some point down the road. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
Man.
Thank you.